Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about something that affects many black people in the black communities, but not everyone is aware of it, and not many people even talk about this. It is called black tax. If you're not familiar with it, don't worry. By the end of this video, you will have a better understanding of what it is and why it matters and how to handle it if it is part of your life. Let's dive in. Now, you've heard about, financial sustainability and all these kind of things. There are so many things that we can manage by ourselves, and that is why this is important topic to talk about, so we can move forward, or rather face forward thoughtfully. So starting off, let's talk about the right definition, or some people argue if it is even right to call it black tax, but let's just give you clear definition of what it means. It is a financial burden faced by many black individuals, especially those from historically disadvantaged communities. It refers to as the expectation that black people has once they start earning to give part of their income to support their families or even communities. So once you start earning, or once there is a feeling or understanding that you can help, that's on you. This could be used for things like school fees, medical bills, day-to-day expenses, taking care of your elderly ones, you name it, the list goes on. It is unwritten rules. It is not a formal tax. So when you hear tax, it's not even anything close to being formal, but it's a cultural thing. It is an informal sort of cultural expectation. It is an invisible contract, I may say. If you're doing it well, you don't only need to give back to those who helped you to get, better in life, but also people that aren't able to manage financially. It's our culture. You have to take care. The burden can be financially independent, and can make it harder for individuals to save or invest in their future life. Okay. For example, a black person who generally gets a job may feel the responsibility for paying rent, groceries, or even school fees for younger siblings or other family members. Once you start to actually earn something, even when you're not even earning anything, the kind of financial support can become a huge financial commitment over time. But it is your responsibility. It is a responsibility we carry to help each other. How should you pay a black tax, or how much should you pay? Understanding the pressure is very important. And should you help? Should you pay black tax? The answer depends on family. For us Africans, this is culture and tradition. To take care of each other, the art of compassion. It is not in our DNA to be doing well and everyone else around us is struggling, and you will be okay with that. That's not our culture. You must help to pull the next one up. The pressure to help is real, and it comes from a place of love and responsibility. But the question is, how much should you give? How much should you help? And how do you know if you're doing too much or too little, or even solving problems, or even empowering? So one thing to consider in this process is what? Balance. Because you might think that you're helping, but you're not. You might think you're empowering, but you're disempowering. That is why strategically you need to face this head on. Why helping family is good? It is important to set boundaries and establish productive way to manage what and how you give. You can't pour from an empty cup. That also means that you need to get to a certain space, a certain level where you can give, and then you start to give. Giving too much may sacrifice your financial stability. Done. The key is finding balance, helping others without hurting your own ability to save or invest or secure your own future and the future of your children. And then how much is fair to pay? How much is fair to give? There is no right or wrong way of facing this. If you handle it well, it might be fulfilling, but it is wrongly done, it will destroy you. Even, it will do everlasting damage to your career, to your future. There's no fixed amount, there's no fixed way of doing it. Everyone's situation, it varies from one person to the other. The important thing is to be realistic about your financial situation and act accordingly. That's the most important thing. You need to, if you're just starting out, especially if you're starting out with a low salary, it is okay to give what you can, but don't put yourself in a financial trouble just because you see the need to help. Create a sustainable balance between helping others and taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself first, that is the first thing. The challenge of saying no can be hard, especially when you know that people, your family, your close ones, they are suffering, they need your help. Saying no can be tough, okay? But what's best for everyone in the long term should be the way you should look at this. You set boundaries. It isn't just about saying no, it's about finding healthy ways to support your loved ones while still planning for your own future, and how to make sure your money gets well used. This is one other thing that you have to consider. That how do you make sure this is, you're not just throwing this money and people think like, okay, wherever you are, the money is flowing. You can making sure it is used wisely. That is first thing. Okay, one of the hardest part of this process is actually knowing whether the money you give is used properly for the purpose it is meant for. You might worry that the money isn't going towards something essential, or that it could have been spent differently without you knowing. That is why it is good for you to be cautious. Having open conversations to say, hey, I'm not going to be the one funding everyone's life, but the first step is to actually have honest conversation with your family, the people you are helping, or even your community, if that's the case, to say, hey, then this is what we're doing. Talking about budgeting, planning, and the importance of financial independence. All this discussion has to be made clear. Let them know you want to help, but it is important that the money goes towards the things that will truly improve their situations in the long run. Helping them build financial literacy, it works. Because if you just let them know that you can just stay, pray, money comes, you're doing the wrong thing. Another important step is to help your family build financial literacy. Like I said, this could mean teaching them about saving, managing budgets, and also setting financial goals. That's how they learn and understand about money. That there's no amount of money given that will save their life. By managing all of these things, you manage the issues of accountability, tracking, and all these things. We help everybody in this process. You can also track where your money is going, request updates, how the money is being spent, and ensure that it is going towards essential things like education or business ideas. All these things, it's not something that you're just going to sit in one corner and then throw the money and then thinking that everything is going okay. You have to be really involved hands-on, and this is the way you are making sure you are helping, or your help has a positive long-term impact. So investing in long-term impact solution might be the way out. I might want to go deeper into these things in my next video, but just understand this simple framework that I'm giving. Instead of giving money every month, consider investing in long-term solutions. I've done something like that. I will share exactly what I've done. For example, helping your family start a small business or contribute to saving funds, or that they can use when things get tough or when they need. In this way, you are not just handling out cash, you are helping build something sustainable for the future. That's how, I think you can approach this. There's no one way of doing this. There's no one size fits all. But certainly there's a better way to manage this in order to avoid this perpetual cycle of poverty that one might hand over to his children. Okay? So black tax, in summary, is real issue for many in the black community. Like I said, it is a financial burden that comes from unwritten rules of supporting family and communities. But it doesn't have to take over your own life and your career. The key is to set boundaries, know how much you can afford to give, and make sure your money is used wisely. That's the bottom line. You have to do it in a way that you'll be free, and them too can have the possibility to carry on with life, whether you're there or not. Okay? So if you're really dealing with black tax, remember it is okay to help, but to take care of yourself first. Set limits, have conversations, and find ways to support your loved ones without sacrificing your own financial future, because there's no point doing that. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it to anyone you think that might need to hear this. In the next video, I will detail how I dealt with these issues with my extended families, my siblings. That's what I have. And thank you for watching, and I see you in the next video. Thank you.